Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome to a super quick and easy meal prep.
Breakfast, lunch, and dessert in under 2 hours.
On the menu this week we have some fall-inspired apple recipes, meal prep salads, and I'm also going to show you how to save time by making 2 recipes at the same time in the Instant Pot. This is a great meal prep hack. So let's just get started. I was going to film some soup recipes, but the only thing I was in the mood to film was a cozy fall meal prep, so I hope you guys don't mind. I've been filming a lot of meal preps lately. I had like 15 apples in my fridge and they were taking up way too much space. I really needed to use these up. So first I'm making some apple muffins. Here's a little secret. I make a very similar recipe for most of my muffins and cookies. I use pretty much the same base and then I'll just switch up the flavors for something different. These are gonna be oil-free, egg-free, dairy-free. I made a buttermilk using soy milk and apple cider vinegar. That's gonna make our muffins nice and fluffy. Oh my god, the giant SCOBY has formed in the vinegar. I'm making these oil-free, so I use almond butter, raw almond butter. As a sweetener, I'm using date sugar, but I ran out, so I used a 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. I read somewhere that coconut sugar was a low glycemic sweetener, but I'm not really sure if that's true or not. For this recipe, you'll need 2 cups of flour. My preferred flour, I like to make these gluten-free by using a blend of oat flour, almond flour, and pea protein. But I also sometimes use einkorn wheat flour, which is a non-hybridized ancient wheat, and it's supposed to be like lower in gluten. When I use whole wheat flour, the muffins hold together better and aren't as crumbly. But gluten sometimes hurts my stomach, so I try to make most of my recipes gluten-free. And I add in some vanilla, cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, mix the wet ingredients into the dry, scoop out the muffins into a cupcake tray. I top these with some extra chopped apples for topping, sprinkled with a little bit more coconut sugar on top. And I baked these for about 25 minutes at 350. I still have a ton of apples to use up, so I figured what better way to use a bunch of apples than making some sort of apple pie. I found this recipe for Instant Pot apple pie filling, so I'm gonna try to make that next. Honestly, this is probably easier just to simmer a bunch of apples on the stovetop, but I always am looking for fun ways to use my Instant Pot, so I wanted to give this one a go. My vision for this is to eat it alongside my Ninja Creamy vanilla ice cream. We'll have like warm apple pie and vanilla ice cream. Like, what is better than that? After about 25 minutes, my muffins were done, so I pulled those out of the oven.
Muffins. I think they should sit for a minute.
They look beautiful.
Okay, well, we have to do a taste test. I am kind of shocked that these baked up so perfectly. They are nice and fluffy. It worked. Oat flour on its own doesn't really like work the best. I usually like to use oat flour plus almond flour. I feel like that gives it more like substance. Sometimes oat flour on its own is like really gummy and dense.
I wanted to add some dates into my apple pie filling, so I'm chopping up 4 medjool dates. The original recipe called for maple syrup, so I'll link the original recipe down below. Probably would have came out better if I followed the original recipe. Okay, so I added the apples into the Instant Pot with 1 cup of water, ceylon, cinnamon, and the dates, and I just mixed that together. The recipe called for cornstarch to be added before you cook it, which I think this was a mistake because it ended up getting way too thick and I got the burn signal. So yeah, if I make this again, I probably wouldn't add the cornstarch until afterwards. While these cook, I will make my next recipe.
Alright, I don't know if I ever showed this before, but I'm gonna show you how to make 2 things at once in your Instant Pot. I want to make lentils and quinoa, so I'll show you how to layer things in your Instant Pot. It's actually really easy. Okay, so to do this, you need this special Instant Pot insert. It's called, I got this a long time ago. This brand is Ecovana.
So on layer number 1, I'm gonna cook the lentils. I'm adding 1.5 cups of black lentils, 2 1/4 cups of water. Any seasoning of your choice. I've been really liking this Italian sofrito seasoning from Trader Joe's. It makes everything taste really good.
Right, next you're going to place in this trivet and the stainless steel insert. Then in this, we're gonna cook the quinoa.
So for the quinoa, I'm doing 3/4 cup of white quinoa, 1 3/4 cup of water. I know it's like weirdly specific, but I measured to give you guys like an accurate measurement. And 1/4 cup of red lentils. The red lentils just add like more protein and more fiber, but if you don't want to add them, you can just add in another 1/4 cup of quinoa.
And let's add some seasoning. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh no, my apples are burning. 12 minutes.
For this one, I set the timer to 12 minutes.
I got the burn warning, which means that it's burning on the bottom. Maybe the dates made it like too thick and sticky, plus the cornstarch, but I looked up a recipe and the lady's recipe that I looked up said to add the cornstarch before you cook it, but yeah, it made it like way too thick. I mean, it worked, like the apples are cooked. Like look how thick it is. I mean, it's actually pretty bomb, but unfortunately we got the burn symbol. Instant Pot apple pie filling. I've been in sort of a breakfast rut. I like don't know what to make for breakfast lately. I'm gonna make some homemade cream cheese. I absolutely love toast for breakfast. I am like not a sweet, well, that's kind of a lie, because I usually have like a muffin with my coffee and then I'll like make breakfast later. Anyways, this cheese is very versatile, high protein, no dairy, and you can use it as a cream cheese. You can use it as like ricotta cheese for lasagna, which I also might do later on. Yeah, it's good to prep and have on hand for a variety of recipes. This is my favorite tofu, Trader Joe's organic. You don't know if it's firm, soft, it just says tofu, but it's pretty soft. So for our cheese, I'm adding some nutritional yeast. Only like 2 tablespoons. I don't go crazy with the yeast. I feel like I can really taste it. I do like a tablespoon of olive oil to really make it nice and smooth. And then some lemon juice. By the way, is this outfit bad? I'm gonna wear this flannel actually. I'm gonna add some of this onion salt. We'll go for like a onion chive cream cheese. Ooh, maybe I should make homemade bagels. I've never done that. I've always wanted to try. Add in some chives. And just pulse that together. This is so crazy. I chipped a tiny piece of this glass and I felt it hit me in the face. It chipped right there. That was like miraculous that it didn't go in my eye. I told you I was in a breakfast rut. I've also been in a lunch rut. I feel like midday, I like never know what to make. So let's throw together some salads and that'll be really easy. Also, I wanna make a video, a soup season roundup, like all my soup recipes, cause I make so many soup recipes. So we're gonna be eating a lot of soups coming up. So I'll have my salad for lunch. I already washed this when I got home from the farmer's market. So I have a ton of lettuce prepped. Let me know what your favorite soup is that I've made that I should put in my soup video. Oops, lettuce is going everywhere. So when I prep these, I normally like fill them with a bunch of veggies. I don't really like to eat it in here. I like to dump it in my big bowl so I can mix it all up with the dressing. Add some quinoa into these and the lentils.
These meal prep salads really saved me this week because we ended up having workers in our kitchen for 2 days. So I was able to just grab this right out of the fridge. It was so convenient. This is how I like to mix everything together. I add the lentils and quinoa in there, and this is actually what I've been making for dinner like almost every night the past like year. But I'll just be having it for lunch this week.
I'm shredding up some cabbage back here. I can't see.
Look that. Can I eat that? Can I eat that now?
You know what? I have this theory that, oh my god, do you want to hear a funny story? So I took this.
Is this a theory or no?
No, I took these glass containers out and like hit them together. I was like, and the glass really went right here. So was my eye. Like, no. I'm gonna use this in my video. You can't eat it. Oh, this is really strong. This is. Add some tomato. This is a delicious farmer's market tomato. This is called meaty chicken. I prepped this last night in the oven, and I'm gonna add some to each one. Oh my god, this onion's killing me. It's basically like mushroom meat. And some peppers. And here's my salads. Okay, so let's check on our double-decker Instant Pot. Look at this. It worked perfectly. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Take this out, it's gonna be hot. And we have, woo, it's hot. And on the bottom we have lentils. Wow, they are perfect. This did a full natural release. It took about like 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna let these cool down a little bit more. Lastly, I'm gonna meal prep some healthy ice creams. Recipes are on my blog, and I did a full creamy video in one of my last videos. We have frozen cauliflower rice. Vanilla ice cream. Okay, I think this was my fastest meal prep ever. I didn't prep a ton of food, but I have some stuff that's gonna make my week so much easier. I think I'll call this one like quick and easy meal prep. Perfect. This would go really good with some yogurt for breakfast. I made all this food in about 2 hours. Probably less because I have to move the camera around and stuff. But yeah, this is one of my quickest meal preps ever, and it is so functional. I have my breakfast, lunches, and dessert protein shake. So yeah, this is so helpful. All I have to do is make my dinners, which I'm gonna be filming for my next video anyways. So yeah, I'm holding up the muffins, so funny. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me for this meal prep. I will see you in my next one. Bye!